Steel Nation on fire, Moats. How you feel about? Oh, there it is. First
shoot, right out the gate, man.
How you feel about Bell trying to return?
Man, well, hold on there. We ain't gonna just talk L. Bell without giving him his due diligence, all right? Shout out to my partner them, all right? We're gonna talk him. We're gonna talk him with some dago respect. Shout out to my dog L. Bell, all right? If y'all don't know what's going on, my dog Le'Veon Bell was doing I think it was a pod. No, I think he was just doing like a live, like just talking.
He was on Snapchat.
Yeah, he was just talking and, basically said that he's going to give himself a couple of months or a couple of weeks real quick to see where his body feels. But if it feels like it's supposed to, he is going to make a return to the NFL, but under one stipulation. He only wants to return to that one team and that one team only, implying the Pittsburgh Steelers, obviously. Now, if I remember correctly, L. Bell is, 31?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's 31, okay? Has not played since 2020? It was 2020? It's like around that time frame. Yeah, around 2020-ish. So it's been a couple of seasons now that he's been out, okay? Now
maybe 2021.
I'm about to say, is that time frame? It's like 2020, 2021.
Buccaneers combo.
That's what I was trying to figure out, bro. It's in that range.
Didn't
okay?
make it the full way.
Definitely in that range.
Either way, that's 2 years
2
ago.
years. At least 2 years removed. So multiple ways that you can kind of look at that, right? The one way is he's healthy, all right? Hasn't taken any new hits, any new punishment, any new injuries.
Body feels the best it ever has, in his words.
Which makes a lot of sense.
So 2021.
2021.
Yeah, 2 years.
So, like I said, from one perspective, yeah, he's probably well rested, feeling great, feeling healthy. Now, we know that he was still boxing during this time frame. So, to an extent, you know that he's kept himself at least at a high level of conditioning physically. But you also take certain damage when you're talking about just being a fighter, right? Punching, getting hit, running back. You ain't trying to deal with that type of stuff. Anywho. Now, the downside or the cons to it is you haven't been playing NFL football in the past 2 years. Just in the sense of, man, not cheating the game. We know it's a certain speed when you get out there that is unlike anything that you can't replicate it anywhere. And that's part of the issue with when you don't play on a team, trying to stay in shape, trying to have your vision, your reaction, your reflex, what they need to be. That's my big issue with it. 2 years removed. Now, L. Bell is a heck of a player when he was here the first go around. We know since then it's been a different story for whatever reason we want to put out there. But, yeah, here we are. If we talking just a 90-man offseason roster, sure, I don't hate it. But at the same time, he's past the point where it's just cheap to bring him in because of how many years he's played in. So even his minimum is still going to cost more than if I'm going to get me one of these rookies out of one of these colleges.
And is he going to be better than these rookies? Or a dude that you could draft in the 6th, 7th round, unrestricted, or undrafted?
We got Jalen Warren, unrestricted free agent, bro.
Yep.
Think about that, man.
Isaiah Pacheco is a 7th round pick.
Yeah.
Not saying they all hit, but
it's just, and they're a lot cheaper. And even if they don't hit, you still have special teams element to go along with it as well. For me, L. Bell, I just never saw him do any team stuff.
That's what I was thinking about him versus even just Godwin Igwebuike. Could he be an upgrade as RB3? Maybe. But does he give us the special teams like Godwin?
And that's the difference. And it's like, as running back 3, how often is running back 3 getting touches? How many carries did Godwin Igwebuike have this season? And that's, like I said, part of my only...
if any.
I don't think he did. That's part of my only issue with it. It's like, yeah, I love the nostalgia part of it. And instantly for me, I shared the locker room for 4 years. I was a part of the mixtapes in practice when we over here like, bro, that's what this looked like every single day. You know how hard this is to practice against this every single day? So, yeah, it's burnt in my mind a little bit different than some of the other people's. But I just think, man, to me, 2 years removed is not just you're going to pick this thing up and just come back in it. And I also think of just the style of play that he played with our current offensive line. I don't think that meshed, bro. I'm just saying.
He had arguably the best O-line in the league for that time period.
It was us in Dallas. Yeah. I just think that this would be a very different set of circumstances. Yeah. But I don't blame him, man. I get it, bro. When you sitting and it's it's not the offseason, but it's like, yo, you just getting further into your retirement, man. You go through these phases. I promise you, this is normal. That's why I don't even like laugh at like the scenario, because I do get it. It's like, yo, people like, oh man, what you triple, you broke. It's like, nah, you don't even be broke. You're bored, because since you yay height, all you've done was work to be in the league and playing year round, and now you 2 years removed of I'm not doing football anymore. You be like, bro, what do I do with myself? All right, maybe I need to get back in this thing. All right, I'm boxing. All right, now I'm not boxing more. Okay, maybe I can come back in football. I get back in football shape. Yeah, shoot, it ain't that crazy. If I could do this, I could do that. There's some running backs that are older. He probably looking at Latavius Murray like, yo, man, this dude's still playing. They was on a roster together, you know? He looking at Leonard Floyd or Leonard Fournette. It's like, bro, he's still getting roster spots.
Adrian Peterson.
AP, he's like, yo, so to an extent, I totally understand it. I get it. I just personally think that time is past. And that's one of the hardest things you got to do is be able to, like, find that piece. I'm like, yo, if you want to ball that bad, man, I don't think you get that opportunity at the NFL. But if it's legitimate, bro, they just merged that USL and XFL, man. And I ain't even trying to be, like, funny, but it's like, yo, if you really want to make a return, that's what a league like that is set up for. And you can do it right now
might be
before.
The better way to do it. Because if you ball out there,
okay,
then you really have our interest, or at least more than what it is right now.
Right. What did Martavis Bryant do? Martavis was gone for how many?
Although he was bad.
Did he not get a job in the National Football League after that opportunity?
He did.
If he never takes that opportunity, is he getting that job in the National Football League?
I don't know. To be honest, because he still needed to get cleared. So with him just getting cleared,
my thing is this,
I think that's why the Cowboys signed him.
I don't think it's as cut and dry as you're making it sound, bro. When you haven't seen a person play football, you don't care about what their name is. You're not about to employ them when you're talking about just constructing a roster. You had to physically see this dude run. Even though he wasn't the most productive statistically, you still saw, bro, that's a big frame that could still run fast in a straight line and it could still block bare minimum. What if I can get this back to the form that it used to be? That was why. But you had to see it run around first to even believe that. Otherwise, what's the difference of if we just start calling out retired guys and say, would you sign this guy? You like, I ain't seen him in how many years? But would you sign him? You like, no, you still want to see him. So that's my thing with L. Bell. It's like, this league, man, you kind of got some time because it's about to be starting up. They just did they draft.
Do we even have a Pittsburgh team anymore?
You got them all still.
I don't think we do. I think they got
in terms of emerging stuff, yeah.
I think they did.
Yeah, but either way, it's like, I mean, there's multiple. If he was trying to get on, it's a squad, whether you talking that merger or even, I think it's still some leftover USFL teams also that didn't all the way join that whole UFL.
Dude, if Le'Veon
dynamic.
Bell wants to play in this league, he's going to play in the league.
I'm just saying,
you would be an idiotic team owner if you don't try to bring in Le'Veon Bell.
To an extent, yes, but also you have to remember, if you're trying to run a business, what is your business model and is it sustainable? This goes back to the Johnny Manziel argument. If Johnny Manziel says I want to play, you can give him all this money, but if he doesn't show up, he doesn't do what he's supposed to do, you just waste the money. That's a terrible business model.
I'm with you on that. I think Le'Veon Bell's more authentic than a Johnny Manziel or an AB doing this type of stuff.
I would also agree.
You could just even tell with how he's talking. I think he's legit about wanting to sign with the Steelers, play with the Steelers.
I do too, though, and that's why I'm kind of saying how I am. Like, I wasn't even laughing. I'm like, if you gonna do it, bro, I think you got to do this spring league. Like, but that's one of the hardest things because a dude like him, I think if my mindset is, I'm like, bro, I wouldn't do a league like that because I don't think I need to. I'm like, I'd never reach the heights that L. Bell reached, bro. So just the mindset to say I'm gonna go play in a league that is not the cream of the crop, the best of the best, that I've worked my tail off and earned to be here and lived it for how many years consecutively. Bro, that's a humble pie, bro.
It is.
And I just don't know what his temperament on that is right now. But if he's down to humble himself, and the same way we said like a Tay, or we talked about a Reuben Foster and some of these other dudes playing in them leagues, it's like if he'll humble it and do it, he could. All it's going to take is 1 or 2 games. Let's be real.
Yeah. He
ain't got to play the whole time, bro. He put 1 or 2 games. We see that dead leg or something low that we like, yep, you straight. We bring you back. It's worth the offseason.
So I have mixed emotions overall on this. Because on one side of it, as I said, I actually do think Bell is actually pretty pure in his intentions here. He said he'd only play for one team, and that's the Steelers.
So you said it's not the AB?
No.
Because AB has said it a couple of times too.
No, not AB. No, definitely not AB.
But he said it first. AB did say it first.
AB just flat out wants attention. Now, Bell might be looking for some attention, but I also think he does legitimately want to play and have some redemption here in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
So I don't think he would make it about him. I think he would take whatever role was given, because he also acknowledged that if I could start in the league, I'd go to another team, but I don't think I'm going to be able to start anymore. So if he comes here, he knows he's going to be depth in the running back room. And I would assume he'd fall in line and just be like, whatever's best for the team.
Oh, yeah. And I would just piggyback. I wasn't saying that I think he's going to be a locker room issue at all.
Yeah.
When I talk about just the pride element of you seeing that you're willing to go play in a league that's not the National Football League, that was a big reason why dudes didn't want to go to Canada. Because you're like, bro, my pride tells me, man, I'm an NFL guy. Mm-hmm. And once you've actually been able to do it and then you do it for multiple seasons, this is one of the places where they like, you can't make it at. They say it's 2.5 years. So when you go longer than that, you're like, bro, what can anybody tell me that has never done that? So to come from that high to go down to one of these other leagues, that's what I'm speaking to. In terms of his locker room presence, bro, he's a heck of a teammate. I tell you all the time, he's one of the dudes you want in the locker room because he's fun as heck to be around. He always got good energy. He always played. He always just like a fun guy to just be around in terms of just having conversations. He's competitive. The same way we talk, Ben want to compete every day. Elbow on that same stuff. He want to compete all the time. He want to rap. He want to do all that type of stuff. So it's like, yo, you rock with them once he's in there. And and when we talk about hard work, I always say, man, 3 hardest workers I've ever seen. L, Bell, A, B, Debo, man. So it's like, you're going to get that with him too. I'm just concerned the 2 years removed. Like, I'm like, that's just a lot to come back.
So like that's one side of it I view as a pro. I don't think he's going to be trying to make it all about himself. But I think naturally, at least early on, it is going to be about him. And that's just the conversation, the media, all that stuff. So almost how much does that take away from the team, or how long does it take away from the team if we actually do sign him? Maybe it's just an off-season thing where Bell nips it in the butt in an interview right off the bat. Maybe you have a guy like Cam Hayward. Well, actually, Cam Hayward already did say on his podcast, he was like, we'd welcome Bell back with open arms.
Because Cam been in there with him. He knows what type of person L. Bell is, and especially what type of teammate he is in that locker room, bro. L. Bell is not a cancer in the locker room. I remember when people made the big deal about the whole, he missed the walkthroughs. It was like, bro, the whole perception around what the walkthroughs were, even with that, was blown out of proportion. It's like, bro, L. Bell's never been a bad teammate, never been a bad dude that you want in your room. Like, never the case with him, man.
I like this point, too. This would be a positive for Bell signing here. Being a leader on the offense.
That would give you that, man.
Help some of these dudes learn from Bell's mistakes. Mm-hmm. He could teach them the right way, but also some of that hard work. Because we could talk about some of Bell's mishaps off the field.
You ain't missing that, bro. Yeah, he ain't never missing with that.
Yeah. In terms of working hard and showing these dudes some discipline, I think that could have
Think about the body. We talk about the body transformation,
but also he could talk about some of the contract stuff.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean,
he's a wealth of knowledge, man.
When you're leaving Pittsburgh,
when you're able to play, long enough to go through some of the experiences, like you said, second contract, deciding to hold out versus come back to play, playing under a franchise tag. Also, remember he played under it the first time, didn't do it the second time. So it's like we see, the experiences that he's went through. So you think about what that could do for a Najee Harris, what that could do for a George Pickens. Heck, you take it to the defense side of the ball. If a JPJ, when he's contract time, what does that do for a guy like him? Just having a dude to bounce some of those conversations off of, or even just when you're just around him and he's just talking. It's like you pick up nuggets, man. And that is the real part. But that's a part of what we talk about when you like, just a veteran. Not even saying he'll be the best player over there, but he's like, he's established enough. He's big enough where you're like, man, you just going to listen to everything that he's telling you, and you're just it's going to hit home a lot more than if this guy was telling you the same thing, but because he never reached those heights, you looking at him like, bro, you ain't even like that. Or you looking at him like, bro, you kind of washed anyway. You don't even, like, it's serious, bro. Because you're dealing with, we all alpha males in that thing. And it's like, everybody got an ego, everybody got pride, but it's like, it's certain things that'll make you tone it down. And it's like, if a guy's already decorated to L. Bell's extent, it ain't even no conversation. You're like, bro, who am I to even look like I want to say something crazy? It's like, teach me. I want to learn. And that's the only thing. So I like it.
Yeah, a lot of it makes sense. The part that doesn't is when you just flat out look at it. You're 31 years old. You're running back. You've been out of the league for 2 years.
Last play?
Even though I don't think, again, you're going to make this about yourself or be a team cancer, you are going to cause some buzz. There's going to be some stories and stuff. You know what I mean? There's going to be a little added juice there. So I just wonder, is the juice worth the squeeze?
Are you being funny right there with the juice?
No, but like that, I mean, it's a fair point. We're talking about the draft coming up. Like, Bell, right now, at 31 years old, 2 years removed from the league, are you better than a 7th round running
Cody
back.
Schrader coming out of Missouri, or what's the cat, man? I just literally watched him at the Senior Bowl.
The one dude in Missouri.
Yeah,
There's that
Are you
other
better
dude
than him,
from
man?
TCU that
Yeah.
had a good Senior Bowl. Are you better than
so
those
you better
guys?
than those type of dudes. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a real question, bro. That is a real question.
Like if we're bringing you in, we know there's gonna be a lot of talk. There's gonna be some buzz. You're gonna hold a certain cachet in that locker room.
Are you?
Can you still play?
What's the cat?
Can you just flat out right still play?
Yeah, but that was the juice though, bro. And when you said the juice,
Because if we want you for like motivation and leadership and all that, we could just sign you as like an RB's coach or some type of offensive assistant.
True. Yeah.
Can you actually have impact? Say Najee goes down or Jalen goes down.
Yeah.
We need you out there. Like,
What
you
can you
actually
give
do some
us?
stuff.
Yeah.
But I like a bunch of the intangible stuff and the storyline, and also just the way he was talking from an entertainment standpoint. I want to see if he can actually back up his talk. Where he's saying like, "This is the best my body's look. I'll look even better than before." It's like, all right, let me see it.
I'll say this.
Let me see it. Maybe he's got to go to the UFL.
I would agree. His body probably does feel the best it's played because you have to remember he was a back that was getting 400 touches on back-to-back seasons, bro. That does a lot. He also had injuries. So when you get a chance to literally...
He said he cured arthritis.
I don't know about all that now. I don't know about all that. But when you get a chance to kind of just like not pound, to an extent, I'm like, yeah, my body for the best it's ever felt. But I also got some wear and tear from them days of playing also. And that's the part where it's like, Bell, you got to also include that. And you also have to remember this. And this is one of the things that I always tell like guys that have retired and are older, like, you know, even myself, like we're not old, but you know, you're just older than you were in your 20s. It's not about can I go out there and play one game. Bell can go out there and play one game. Deke, I can go out there and play one game right now, bro. We can go play one game. The problem is the recovery, man. When you talk about how them 22s, them 23, 24-year-olds bounce back, they in there practicing on Wednesday, taking all them snaps. What does RB3 got to do in practice? You doing practice squad, and you going to take them reps off of Najee and Jalen Warren because we can't beat them up when they taking all the reps on Saturday. But you, Bell, you was getting vet days what was said. But now that was different. It's like, bro, you older now. You don't get that luxury. You still got to be able to come out there and continue to put it out there. Unless you the star. If you the star, then you kind of get the Cam Hayward treatment, the Joe Hayden treatment, right? While you get older, we're going to take some of the practice reps off of you because we know you can do it in the game. At this stage, you don't get that luxury. So now we fighting that real fight of, all right, I just survived these first 4 weeks, but woo, child. That they started adding up, man.
Yeah, we give him vet rest days for the RB3.
Bro, you see what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing? So, hey, look, Bill, you rest. Nas, you got to go practice today because Bill got to get his rest. What? Hey, Jalen Warren, I know you just went out here and had, 15 touches. You had some screen games, some run game. You know what I mean? But, hey, you got to practice today. Bill needs some rest.
Although if Bell doesn't get any carries in the game, he should be spry for practice, right?
You still practicing, bro. That's what we, like, you not list. All that add up, man. All of it add up. Now, the game is what really kills you.
So you're not getting head in practice, right, throughout the season?
It's the wear and tear, though. Once again, you still got to bounce back. When you practice on that grass, practice on that turf, you're running every single day. It's a difference, man. That's all I'm saying, baby. It's a difference. By the time you get November, December, everybody, your knee be jacked. You be like, bro, why my knee hurting? I'm 23 because you're on turf every day. And that's a 23. You see what I mean? Hips, backs, all that. It's football, man. You're going to get banged up. That's what we say it's a young man's sport. Yeah. And typically when you retire, that's running back specifically. That's what we also like, bro. You typically don't last long.
Well, he's been. But if you really want to look at this, he's actually been basically out of the league for like 3.5 years.
It's been a while. All right.
So are we going to even count this 2021 where he went to Baltimore and Tampa?
Bro, he got reps in Baltimore. Though. He did get touches in Baltimore. I don't remember.
He got
like a touch or two in Tampa.
39 attempts.
He has some touches though.
39 attempts total. 31 in Baltimore, 8 in Tampa.
Yeah.
On the ground. Had a couple receiving thrown in there.
I'm saying he got a little juice. It ain't the juice man no more, but he still got some juice. I'm still.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a positive or a negative though.
I'm team juice.
Like you're even more removed from getting consistent carries in the league than what it looks like right now. On paper, it's 2, but then we look at that last year.
When the last time you got hit?
Like, bro,
when the last time you got thumped?
You only had 39 total carries.
Because it's a difference too when we getting out there in the training camp practice. All right, we're gonna thump you. Let's play. But like I said, man, if anyone could do it, I'll put my money that he could do it. If I gotta place a bet on a 31-year-old, I'm betting on him.
That's what I was saying earlier today. I was like, Lev Bell, I feel like he is one of those guys that are built different, and this is based off the stories that you've told me.
I'm telling you
that if he really puts his mind to it and can get his body right,
listen, man,
I wouldn't put it completely past him. He's not going to be the Le'Veon Bell of old, but still. 3
players that I feel like if you called them up today, they could still come out there and play. AB, L Bell, Debo, and not even trying to be funny, but just when you're talking about physical conditioning preceding everything, you're not going to find players that were in better shape than them.
So like Debo for one game, like if we need him,
right?
Like with TJ Watt going down, that's who we should have called up for the wild card game.
It's like when we're just talking about the physical conditioning and what they are on, just on a year, day to day, like it's a walk of life for them. You're not finding that with all these type of players. Heck, we point out players daily where we're like, yo, his effort's trash. And you're like, why is his effort trash? Because he's gassed. He's tired. He's not in shape. But he makes a splash play, so he kind of gets away with it. I mean, most people like that in this league, man. But that's why I was like, if it is one of them dudes that could do it, I'm betting on one of them 3. So, L Bell, I mean, he said he'd give himself a month.
It would be very interesting. I'm intrigued.
He says he's making the decision in March. He says he's going to make the decision in March. So that gives him a month to get his body where he feels like it needs to be for him to make that decision, and then we'll see what happens, man.
The Steelers have their own decision to make, though, too.
Yeah. Well, no. I'm just saying in the sense of him deciding that I'm going to actually try to come back and play.
He might have to do the UFL approach.
Right. That's what he said in the thing. He's like, he's going to make the official decision in March. He's like, yo, I'm going to make the decision. Like, if I feel like I'm supposed to feel, then yeah, I am going to be coming out in March. Like, and I'll be ready to go. But if not, then I'm going to say that too.
How will that go? His agent reaches out to the Steelers?
Yeah.
He said it was only one team. He kind of hurt his leverage there.
It's no different than any of these college players coming out. We think of it as all these NFL teams are just finding the college players. It's like, nah, some of these dudes come from schools where you got to actually seek out the league. You got to send your tape. You got to send your flyers out there. You got to get with an agent that can broadcast you. That's why we get agents, to promote the players. I come from James Madison. You feel me? It's like everybody ain't going to know where you at in them type of schools, but if you get enough buzz, you get on the right radar, and now you get an agent that can kind of multiply that or amplify it. So to an extent for L Bell, it's like, all right, if he feels that he's ready to go, I'm sure he'll have his team make some type of like workout tape where you're seeing him do, because you got to see him run. If I'm a team right now, I can't sign him until I see him run. I got to see it. I want you cutting. I want to see your topping. I want to see you catching. And even with that, it's still going to be like, all right, it's cool, but now I want to see you do with pads on.
Kaepernick approach.
Yeah. Because even with Cap, it's like, oh yeah, you got a strong arm. Yeah, you can run. You can do all these things, but I still need to see you in the game next. So that's why he started trying to do let me get a defense out here, and it's like a 7-on-7. It's like, all right, this is cool, but it still isn't actual football. And that's always going to be the thing, the sticking point, so to speak. And it's always fall back on if the team is going to be willing to take that chance, because it's not like, well, for Kaepernick, he didn't have another league, but for L Bell, he could, like I said, go do the UFL, that type of situation to prove it. But if you don't, that team ultimately has to take the chance on watching you in T-shirt and shorts. No different than combines, no different than pro days. And we talked about how a dude could look Zach Wilson. Throw it a pro day. Everybody loving a pro day. But does that equate to actual like playing well?
Yeah.
And that's kind of the dilemma that he's going to, find himself in, minus him playing in one of those actual football leagues.
So what's your verdict?
Shoot, I think he'll do it, man. Hey, this L Bell. If L Bell truly
would
feels
you
like he want to come
sign him?
back, I would, because it's my dog. I would, absolutely. But I'm biased. That's what I'm saying.
No guarantees, though. Just say like, oh, we'll give you the tryout.
Well, no. You don't. It doesn't have to be guaranteed. It's like, yo, you're giving him a vet minimum. But my whole issue is just the sliding scale. His vet minimum is probably gonna be 7. Might even, depending on how many years he's credited, he might even be at $1 million for his vet minimum. I can go get something, an undrafted rookie for $400,000. Yeah, that's gonna be the whole sticking point.
And the undrafted rookie might be better still. Might
that
be.
Also too.
Might be.
Or he give you more value because he does special teams.
Yeah. That's what I was talking about with Godwin. Yeah, I'm kind of indifferent. I'm interested just from the storyline redemption standpoint.
It's my man's. I want him. It's my man's.
But at the same time, I think it's kind of unrealistic at this point.
Yeah. I was here for the L Bell movie, bro. Like, I was in it. I saw it. You feel me? Like, I got the preview my first year in Buffalo, and then it was like, oh, when it went, like, big budget, I was a part of the... AB, when it went big budget, was like, yo, it was part of that. So I'm very biased towards the gentleman, bro. Very biased. Today's episode is brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. You know, the top-rated sports booking app in all of North America. I mean, it's safe, secure, and of course, it is reliable. And even though we are getting to the final game of the NFL season, we do know that you got action because you got the big game this weekend. And who doesn't want to have a little fun, potentially making some money in the big game while you're watching it, right? So, beautiful way to do that is like this, man. When you download that Sportsbook app, you're going to need to make that first deposit, minimum $5. But if you use the promo code MOATS, M-O-A-T-S, you will receive up to $200 in free draft deposit bonus money. I was about to mess that all up. But more importantly, we understand that sometimes you can struggle. Sometimes you might have a gambling problem. You might even need crisis counseling or even referral services. Well, if you live in New York, you see it's a beautiful number right there that you could text. But you know, for everybody else, the number to dial is 1-800-GAMBLER. I said a 1-800-GAMBLER.